I'd like to commence this video with a request. For those interested in receiving more premium betting tips and predictions, especially if my guidance has contributed to your success in winning bets and generating revenue, I kindly seek your support in revitalizing this channel. Your assistance plays a crucial role in bolstering my presence on YouTube. You're welcome to explore my Patreon support tier or check out my various plans. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you seeking our premium picks. You can find the link in the bio and comment section below. Thank you for considering and supporting me.
Heat versus Celtics. My team pick is Miami Heat plus 14.5 points. It was a roller coaster ride of a season for Erik Spoelstra and his Miami Heat, but they finished the regular season with a record of 46-36, landing themselves in the 8th spot in the conference. They lost the first play-in game to the 76ers, 105-104, before bouncing back to take down the Bulls in a 112-91 beatdown. The latter of the wins secured Miami's spot in the actual playoffs, where they'll take on top-seeded Boston. As you expect with an 8th seed, the Heat are long shots to win the title, coming in at plus 7,500. In terms of their game-level betting numbers, Miami is currently 42-40-2 ATS, and they've seen 48 of their 82 games go under the total. There's really no doubt in my mind that the Celtics avoid an upset in this series. However, if the Heat are going to try and cause some mayhem, it's going to be earlier in the series, rather than later. They're banged up, but I believe Erik Spoelstra will implement a good enough game plan to keep the game within 15 points. I understand why the spread is this high, but eventually you have to say, enough is enough, and by backing at an inflated number. I already mentioned Spoelstra, and I think it's worth hammering home that he is the better coach in this series. That's worth something in the postseason, and this is tangible data considering the Heat have toppled the Celtics twice in their last 3 postseason meetings, 2020, 2023. The other was a series in 2022, where Miami took Boston to 7 games. Finally, I think it could help the Heat that they've been playing meaningful basketball for a while now. They have the play-in games on their resume, as well as the stretch run of the regular season, where they were simply trying to make the postseason. Meanwhile, the Celtics have been resting their stars, taking a relaxed approach down the stretch. Ultimately, I think the Heat keep it within this massive number in Game 1. My total pick is under 209.5 points. While they weren't able to crack the top 15 in terms of best NBA records in a season, 4-way tie at 66-16 for 15th place, we should still take a second to appreciate that the Celtics just put up a monster regular season. Boston finished the year 64-18, and it honestly feels like they haven't had to play a meaningful game in months. The C's closed the regular season on a 2-game winning streak, taking care of the Hornets, 131-98, and Wizards, 132-122, more recently. From a sports betting perspective, Boston finished the year at 41-36-5 ATS, and they saw 43 of their 82 games go over the total. The Celtics are currently the betting favorite, plus 145, to win the title. On that note, if Spoelstra is going to keep this game close, he's going to have to slow the pace and lean on his excellent defense. Luckily, those are 2 areas where the Heat have excelled this season. Miami finished the regular season ranked 5th in defensive efficiency, conceding only 109.6 points per 100 possessions. In terms of pace, they were the 2nd slowest team, using only 97.8 possessions per game. In the same 2 categories, the Celtics were 3rd in defensive efficiency, 109.0, and they owned the 8th slowest offense, 98.9 possessions per game. This series is going to be physical and full of elite defending. Even though the Heat are shorthanded, I think they managed to slow it down and keep this game under the total. Let's play the under on Sunday afternoon. Mavericks versus Clippers. My team pick is Clippers minus 1.5 points. The Clippers didn't play well at the end of the regular season, and they enter this game on a 3-game losing streak. They will try to put an end to the streak with a win on Sunday, which will give them their 3rd straight win over the Mavericks and the series lead. Los Angeles is averaging 115.6 points per game. They scored 105 points in their last game, making 39.4% of their field goals and 21.6% of their three-pointers. Kawhi Leonard led Los Angeles in scoring during the regular season, averaging 23.7 points, 6.1 rebounds, and 3.6 assists per game. Paul George averaged 22.6 points and 5.2 rebounds per game, while James Harden had 16.6 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 8.5 assists per game. Los Angeles has struggled defensively, giving up 112.3 points per game. They gave up 116 points in their last game and will have to play better if they want to get the win. The Clippers have won 4 of their last 7 games. They have played well offensively at home, scoring more than 115 points per game. They've also done well at the charity stripe, making over 82% of their free throws. They rebound the ball well and grabbed more than 15 offensive rebounds per game in their last 3 games, so expect them to get a lot of extra scoring chances in this game. They also cut down their turnovers and won't give the Mavericks a lot of easy scoring opportunities. The Mavericks aren't very good defensively and they're giving up more than 116 points per game on the road, so expect them to have a hard time slowing down the Clippers in this game. They're used to playing without Leonard and they have tremendous depth as Russell Westbrook and can step up offensively. The Mavericks have lost 2 straight games and they split their last 4 road games. They struggled offensively in recent games and scored less than 100 points per game in their last 3 games. They don't rebound the ball as well as the Clippers and won't get a lot of extra scoring chances against them. They've also been careless with the ball, which will lead to easy scoring opportunities for the Clippers, who averaged more than 10 steals per game in their last 3 games. The Clippers have played well defensively at home and will keep Dallas' offense in check. Go with Los Angeles to cover the spread. My total pick is under. The Mavericks are averaging 117.9 points per game and 117 points per game on the road. They averaged 114.3 points per game in their last 3 games against the Clippers. They play at a fast pace, averaging 103.3 possessions per game, and they're facing a team that is giving up 112.3 points per game at home, so expect them to be held under their average in this game. The Clippers are averaging 115.6 points per game and 115.3 points per game at home. They averaged 117.6 points per game in their last 3 games against the Mavericks. They play at a slower pace, averaging 100.6 possessions per game, and they're facing a team that gave up 111.3 points per game in their last 3 games, so don't expect them to score enough points to push the score over the total. The Clippers and Mavericks played under the total in 7 of their last 8 meetings. Pacers vs. Bucks. My team pick is Pacers -1 point. Indiana had the upper hand in the season series, including a win during the in-season tournament, giving them 4 wins in 5 games. The Pacers are as high-octane an offensive team as there is in the league, and with Antetokounmpo hobbled at best or not on the floor at worst here, the Bucks could have problems. Milwaukee was 4-6 in games that Antetokounmpo missed this season. Should he indeed miss the contest, plus with Lillard hobbled a bit, Milwaukee is playing with their top 2 weapons at less than 100% here. Give Indiana the upper hand in this contest as they draw first blood in the series. My total pick is over 231 points. Indiana entered Sunday having seen the over-post a 42-40 mark in their first 82 games this season. The Pacers are 9th in the league in turnovers as they commit 12.9 turnovers per contest. Indiana is the 2nd fastest team in the league in relation to tempo with an average of 101.7 possessions per contest on the year. Milwaukee has gone over the total in 40 of their 82 games, with 2 pushes so far this season entering Sunday's action. The Bucks are 9th in the league by committing 12.9 turnovers per game this season, while they are 7th in terms of tempo by averaging 99.9 possessions a night. 8 of the last 10 meetings have gone over the total. Look for the Pacers to push the tempo and help this game over the mark. Pelicans vs. Thunder. My team pick is OKC -8.5 points. The Thunder should have plenty of motivation in Game 1 of this best-of-7 series versus the Pelicans. They are considered the most vulnerable of the top 4 seeds in either conference, and most feel that they shouldn't be in this position. Yet, here they are and they aim for a Pelicans team that could be without their most dynamic player for the entire series. As it stands now, Williamson is tentatively penciled in for a return on May 1st. he will certainly at least miss the first 4 games of this series and then be reevaluated. His presence will be sorely missed against a Thunder team that could have been quite vulnerable to Williamson's dynamic rebounding ability and ability to finish on the break. Without him, the Pelicans will not have as decided a rebounding edge in this series, which will shift favor back toward the Thunder. The Thunder likes to play fast and score on the break. Teams that can slow them down usually do so by dominating the glass. Without Williamson, I don't think the Pelicans have enough prowess on the boards to slow down OKC. Gilgeous-Alexander should have his way against the Pelicans guards, and his backcourt mate, Giddey, also presents huge matchup problems for the Pelicans with his size. New Orleans can make a series out of this, but Game 1 will belong to the Thunder.